That wasn't meant to do that. That was meant to keep the video playing, but well done me. So, hello, hope we're all well, and finally, football's back. We can be excited again. Because you know what? Here we are. It's Burnley, at Elland Road, tomorrow, and I've done a little bit of actual research into this one. Look, I've done notes. I've done notes and everything on the way that Burnley have played so far this season. So what we are going to do in this stream, we are going to do a deep dive into Burnley's season so far. Yes, by the way, I kind of cut myself when shaving, and it really hurts. I just thought I'd address that one before you guys do. We're going to talk about the way that Burnley have played so far this season, what it means for Leeds United's response to how Burnley will be playing, what it means ultimately for our defense, because you look at Burnley and you think, wow, they scored a lot of goals, and in reality, I'm going to sort of address that one, and ultimately what we think is going to happen in the match. And I'm going to start with their attack, because looking at Burnley, you would think, Jesus, that is terrifying. I'm going to sort the league table by goals scored right now, and Burnley are equal top on goals scored. Hello, by the way, Carol, and hello, baby zebra. I hope we're all doing very, very well. But in terms of goals scored, Burnley are sitting at the top with 10 goals in their favour. So Sunderland are up there with them, Blackburn then in 9th, then Watford, Oxford, Millwall, and then we're there in 7th. Like, not in 7th, sorry, with 7 goals. But we are in 7th, which is quite interesting. And you might look at that and go, shit, that is a genuinely terrifying side to play, because they do put a lot of goals in the back of the net. But if you dive a little bit deeper into the numbers, you start to get to the realisation that actually Burnley aren't that spooky. So, going to go through match by match, and I know that earlier on in the season, XG becomes a little bit less relevant because it's only a small sample size and all that sort of stuff, but I think it's sort of important to pay attention to, because a lot of people will go into this match being spooked, and I do not think that Burnley are currently deserving of that level of spook. So let's get this to a little full screen position, and we'll share it around. Right, present, share screen, push. Cool. So, match against Luton. They win it 4-1, and on the outside, that looks like it is an absolute walk in the park, and they have pissed it. The reality of the situation is very, very different. The reality is, in terms of XG, they created 1.5, a teensy tiny bit more than Luton. So what effectively happened in this game, and I've watched for all of the goals to note down what happened, is first goal they scored, the goalkeeper was nutmegged. Nothing you can do about that as an outfield player, because the goalkeeper's just sort of allowed the ball in. Big problem. Second goal, fair enough. Very nice. Quick, pacey run onto a through ball. Very good goal. Third one, header from a corner. They're ones that are just going to sort of happen. And the fourth is genuinely shocking defensive shape from Luton, because they're trying to get back into the match, and that's going to happen. Cardiff match. The Cardiff match is genuinely impressive to me, because somehow, off 0.8 XG, they managed to score themselves 5 goals. And they managed to score an own goal, a goal where the keeper got his hand to it and definitely should have saved it, but apparently that didn't happen. One where the defender is horrifically out of place, akin to the sort of one where Bogle was playing them onside in the Portsmouth match. A misplaced pass from a Cardiff player directly to a Burnley attacker, and then one that is, fair enough, an absolute banger. But then again, that's one where they've gotten lucky with a hell of a lot of their goals, and then if you're following that up, the moment that luck starts to run out a little bit, they lose 1-0 to Sunderland and are outplayed in every area of the pitch. They created 0.1 in that match. And then you get to the Blackburn match where, yeah, they created more, but you got to account for the fact that in these 2 games against Sunderland and Blackburn, they're playing against 10 men for a chunk of the match, which is not indicative of a Burnley side that is terrifying and needs to be worried about. At the end of the day, that tells me that Burnley is a team that we will absolutely be able to get into. We'll be able to cause them problems. And when it comes to how exactly we'll need to defend to respond to that, the bulk of goals that have been scored by Burnley this season have been situations where it's been fairly respondable. It's been very basic defensive errors. It's been stuff where, well, okay, so what's that defender doing there? He's just playing someone onside, or why haven't you tracked this run? So I think when it comes to training for this Burnley match and getting the squad into the condition they need to be to play against this side, all Daniel Farke needs to have done is say, look, get the fundamentals right. Because, yeah, they're fast on the wings and they can move the ball quickly and, yeah, they'll score some bangers, but at the end of the day, you can resolve that by positioning yourself properly, getting out to them and stopping them getting those shots off. And if we're able to do that, if we're able to limit their chances as much as possible, we'll be fine from a defensive point of view. Because whilst from the outside, Burnley are going to look scary, they're going to look like a team that has just come down from the Premier League. In the first 2 matches, they scored 9 goals, and that's like, shit, they might piss the league here. Since then, they've played 3 times, and they've gotten a single draw, and they've only scored once. Balance of probability, we're in a decent position here. And an important little statistic that I noted, they've played 3 games against a 4-3-2-1 in the league, at the very least, these 3. And they've gotten 4 points. And they ain't created much. Which is why, from their perspective, I'd be a little bit scared. Because it's not something that they're especially good at playing against, and it's something that we are experts in. And now we need to hop into a sort of defensive conversation around Burnley, because when it comes to XG4, I need to look at XG against and be fair to them. And fair enough, they've conceded 3 in 4 matches, and that's really, really good. That's genuinely solid, but it's only a touch above what they've managed to create themselves. And they have basically conceded what they should this season. So defensively, they're not doing anything super impressive either, which is why I'm feeling sort of okay on this one. And when it comes to what we need to do when it comes to attacking, I think we have a hell of a lot of potential to exploit their weaknesses, because looking at the goals that they've conceded, first one they conceded this season was against Luton. And it's a case in which one of their defenders managed to completely lose their man after a cross. And that allowed Luton back into the game. And whilst Luton did so in the wrong way and over-rushed and forced themselves out of position and caused their own problems, really, that's something that I feel like we're a little bit more structured, a little bit more solid when dealing with. And that's why I'm feeling a little bit comfy on that one. Then, against Sunderland, their just entire back line switched off for a moment or so. They're too busy thinking, was he offside, whacking their arm up, trying to pay attention to the man that they're next to, and they just refuse to close down the guy that's about to have a shot and curl it into the far post. And then the good thing about that, in my opinion, is even after that, against 10 men, they ain't able to convert that into a win. Because they just lost 1-0. And that shows to me that A, Sunderland are very, very good and to be kept an eye on this season. But B, when you find a weakness in that Burnley defence, use it. Because it's there to be used. And you also need to consider that they're not looking too good in terms of injuries. I heard that Connor Roberts is potentially out. He's played every single minute so far this season. In addition to that, they are missing, I've completely forgotten the guy's name, Manuel Benson, who admittedly isn't playing too much for them. Only 11 minutes thus far this season, but he's still an option that they're missing out on, which is going to cause them issues. I'll just have a little bit of a look at the rest of the defence as well. So I'll be one moment, because this is one that has just come to mind now. But I'm going to take a look, because you might as well take a look, because if you don't take a look, then it's a little bit pointless. Probable lineups is Joe Worrell at the back and Egan Riley. Egan Riley is not someone that has a ton of experience and has, if I remember correctly, basically no experience at a championship level, which isn't really what you want. Off the top of my head, did he come from the City Academy, maybe? Which, sure, but he won't have faced off against the likes of a Mateo Joseph with a Brendan Aronson behind him and then a Nonto and a Solomon on either side. Because we got to remember, we've got the likes of Manor Solomon, and he is too good for this league, without a question, in my opinion. So you've got an inexperienced 21-year-old on one side, and on the other side, you've got Joe Worrell, who, yeah, fair enough, he's not the worst, but I think he's still going to struggle. Because at the end of the day, when you've got one centre-back who is very experienced and stuff, and you've got someone next to them who doesn't really know what they're doing, it gets spooky. At least that's the way that I'm sort of looking at it at the moment. So when it comes to making predictions, I think we're in a very, very good spot here. We know we have a hell of a lot of players that can do a lot of damage to other sides, and we know that we can be very, very fluid and versatile and flexible whilst being solid at the back, because we've not conceded a goal in the last 3-4 games, something like that. I'll just double check that number just to make sure I'm getting it right, because I feel like if I don't get that right, Oh boy, people aren't going to like that one. Let's double check. Yeah, we've not conceded in the last 3 matches. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling comfy, and I think we're in a really good spot to pick a side that will just overpower Burnley. And if it comes to it, we've got a deeper bench than them. Feels good. It feels like we're potentially going to win this one. And I'm very, very happy with that because I like being back with actual football, not international stuff, because it feels so relaxing. It feels like home, and it feels like we're going to get a win against Burnley. I'm going to go with a continuation of the trend. I'm going to go a nice 2-0. I think we're going to be nice and safe and secure at the back against Burnley, like we were against Sheffield Wednesday, Hull, West Brom. In terms of like expected goals, we've not conceded more than 1 in a single match this season. Burnley, off the top of my head, haven't created more than 1 in a single match this season, and at some point their luck has to run out, and I'm going to assume that that luck is going to be right now. But at the end of the day, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think as well in the comments down below, in the chat, if you're here on the live stream. If you're watching afterwards, still pop your stuff in the chat, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, but we're going to hop over to one of our favourite places around. We're going to hop over to Questions Corner, which is where we just have a little bit of a natter with the chat, have a talk, and try and work out absolutely everything that's going on around the match and the football club and everything. I'm feeling confident and happy, and that's weird because I'm a Leeds fan and we don't tend to do that. But this feels like the kind of match where we're going to absolutely dominate possession. They're not going to be able to do too much. They'll be a little bit penned in, pinned back, and it's going to be a good day, I think. Especially if we stick with that trio behind Matteo of Nonto, Solomon, Aronson, because there's a lot of flexibility in there. The fact that all 3 of those players can play anywhere across that front line basically meant that when we were playing against Hull, I was on a version of the match with the Hull commentary, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like Manor Solomon switched wings with Nonto again," and the amount of the time they were just like, "We don't know what's going on," was brilliant for us because it says that we have that flexibility and capacity to cause real problems without overstretching ourselves. Because, yeah, sure, you can confuse people by being like, "Oh, let's switch wings." If the players are shit there, that's a problem. But they're not, so it's fine. I really like Solomon learned my lesson though, don't get attached, especially as he's on them. Yeah, that's my worry about Manor Solomon. Well, it's not a worry because he's going to be fantastic for us this season. It's going to be a case of if he is as fantastic as we hope he's going to be all season, we need to replace him next season. And yeah. Just saying, last time we went 2+ games without conceding. We went on a 15-game run without losing. It'd be nice. And this time we're on a 3+ game run without conceding. So all I'm saying is it's looking good. The numbers look good. The players look good. The slight concerns over maybe what could be happening with people that are back from international duty. So are they going to have had enough training? Tanaka, for example, hasn't had that long in the door at Leeds United, so I don't know how much he'll be able to sort of get up to speed and all that sort of stuff. But you'd hope it's to a decent extent, at the very least. Like someone that later on in the season, I would love if he can like start very consistently. But that's not always going to be the case. That's going to be a little bit of a struggle sometimes, which at the same time, we've got plenty of depth. Like, if we're not playing Tanaka, look around him. Gruev can play a little bit more aggressively this season. Ampadu, very solid in that half-back style role. Rothwell, admittedly, hasn't played that much, but that isn't necessarily a problem because he's there as an option, and that's okay, and that makes me happy. Who's your favourite current squad member? I am going to go with Thurpo. I like someone that's a bit underdoggy. I like someone that's doing sort of the comeback story. And I think Junior Firpo is the perfect candidate for that. I bet you thought I was going to say Pat Bamford. It didn't happen. Why is that jacket so nice? God damn. Sorry, Leeds have just dropped the like all white Adidas jacket thing. It looks really good. Kind of want one. But I already need to buy a Tanaka shirt with my next payday. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. That jacket looks too nice. That's not even fair. Firpo wants to be scoring and assisting free Firpo. That's the thing. We've been in a position this season where we've been able to free Junior Firpo up, where he's been able to be a little bit more flexible, get a little bit more motion, effectively be a left winger that sometimes has to defend a bit. And he looks so much better now because he looks happier and free. It's like if you give a puppy the license to just do whatever the hell they want, in the end, what the hell they want is to just do good stuff for your football team. It's nice, especially since you've got like Ampadu who can drop into that 3 when we're attacking, because we do go into like a 3-1-6. It's Ampadu and the centre backs with one of the midfielders in front. And then in front of them is just everyone else applying pressure in various places across the opponent's defensive line. And I think that's really helpful for us because it means that you've got Bogle able to just go nuts and you've got Firpo able to just bomb on. And last season, that wasn't necessarily the case because you didn't have wingbacks that had that same profile. Because, yeah, Firpo was doing that and was able to do that consistently. But you kept getting Gray who preferred to sit inside a little bit more often rather than go out wide. I will sort that at some point. I don't stream on Twitch enough for it to be worthwhile, though. And my Twitch viewership is like 1. So I don't know how worth my while that one's going to be. But we're going to stick around in Questions Corner for a few more minutes because it's not going to be a super long stream because I've got to do a worky call in a few minutes. But it's going to be a nice chat about the Burnley match. A match that I kind of wish I could have gotten to, but that can't always be the case. I also need to work out what's it called? The Watford match. We need to work out a way that we're going to sort that. Especially if we're doing the big content for it. Because it's not something that's streamable necessarily, but it could be pretty fun to do like a vloggy thing. So any differences? I don't think there's like much to be sorted. Like, again, a lot of people interpreted the stream that I did as like a beef or something like that. I don't have the energy to do beef with anyone. That's just, it's not who I am. The extent of it was, okay, I think this is something really interesting that I'm going to pull over to a direction in which we can talk about the idea of like building echo chambers online and why that isn't necessarily a good idea. So I like in terms of it's a difference of like opinion on Patrick Bamford. It's not deep. It's fine. I used it as a sort of like building on point to do more streaming on, so it's fine. Maybe Aronson can follow suit and have redemption himself, or if they're just playing at old found their level. I don't think so, because I think currently they're playing at a level above this current level, right? When's the current boxing grudge match? I'm never boxing anyone. You've seen me. You've seen my build. That ain't working. But on this one, I think their level is currently above championship because they're playing in a position in which, like, I think lower end pros are also fine, right? Because there is an overlap there because there's a set number of players that are able to go up and a set number of players that come down. And you're always going to get people that are really, really good that didn't go up and haven't been bought. And I think they fall into that category because, yeah, I think they're performing significantly better than the majority of championship players could. And their ceiling's only going to get higher. And I think the issue was a range of situations going on behind the scenes that meant that neither of them could thrive in the environment they were in when they were here. Well, they are still here, but like Firpo, initially injured, wasn't able to get a bit of momentum going, comes back, been fantastic since he got fit. And you've also got to consider the fact that like they were managed by 4 managers throughout a season. You're never going to perform well in that situation because there's just too much being ripped from left to right, out of position, and you're not going to know what your instructions are because every month you've got a brand new set of tactical instructions. It's nuts. What's an echo chamber? It's a situation in which in an online community, people that have a differing opinion are banned or removed, leaving simply a chamber of places in which if you say your opinion, it'll just be echoed back to you. And there is no opportunity for more conversation outside of that. I reckon ducks don't make an echo sound in a cave. Weirdly, I saw a documentary about this. That's the weirdest thing I've said, but I'm fairly sure they did. Can't remember the reasoning, but it definitely happened. Again, don't quote me on that because I don't have a link to said documentary because I watched it years ago. But I'm convinced that's what the conclusion was when they came to it. I'm going to see if I can find any more team news bits and bobs on Burnley. But then again, I imagine I won't because it's quite hard to talk about Burnley and be invested because it's Burnley. Scott Parker saying the players that are here want to be here. Scott Parker's got a face that's annoying me right now, I have to be honest. Like, why? Don't understand it. Ready to go. What have they said in official Twitter? I don't think anything. Was that a knock at the door? No, it's the fact that the next door neighbours are doing their thing again and doing vast amounts of DIY, which is good, which is why any sort of like low pitch rumbly noises are the fact that they are drilling into the wall behind the camera. Like that. Thanks, guys. A couple of weeks ago, I asked what was the difference in Rutter leaving and Cine or Adams going. He said it was a big difference. Now he said he was desperate to go. Has your opinion changed? No. Because one of them said to a child at the training ground on the morning of the transfer deadline that he wasn't leaving and then left. The other had an offer to leave the club, could have easily sat out the Carabao Cup match against Borough, made himself available for selection, and still chose to play, in spite of the fact that being injured would have absolutely tanked that move. He personally risked his career to get us one round further into the Carabao Cup. That's the difference. You can like being at a club and still push for a move because it's better for your career. Like, if you are currently working at, sod it, you're working at Morrison's on the hot food counter, right? And you really like it, and you like all your co-workers, and you like what you're doing. But then someone comes in with an offer for a work-from-home job on double the pay, where you'll get to be able to build more connections in the industry that you actually want to work in. You're not going to say no. It's an opportunity to go even further in your work. And whilst Rutter isn't one of the people that sees it as a job, it's fine. Just came what's happened. Nothing new has happened, to be completely honest. Yeah, nothing. We're just talking Burnley. So if you've got strong opinions on Burnley, let me know. It's like a thing that I message a group chat of football fan friends that I have from uni that stuck around. Every time I get the train over to Leeds and we end up in one of the towns in the middle ground, I send a message to that group chat saying, guys, I need help. I'm in a really, really bad place right now. Not mentally, I'm just in Burnley. And yeah, that's sort of the gist. Ow. On Cage's live today, it was on about analytics and algorithms. His channel not growing like Jers. I suggested it's because he blocked subscribers have been blocked. Proving the point, right? That if you want to grow, you can't shut the door to the people that want to come in. Because that's not how you get a bigger part. What is this bit of hair doing? Because that's not how you sort of get more people about, is it? No, it's counterproductive. I feel like there's probably other reasons as well. Like, hold on. I had a thesis, right? So YouTube, not YouTube Studio. Just came what's not happened then. Just not tons, to be honest. We're just talking about how Burnley, when they have won, have tended to be on the luckier side. Because that's just how they tend to be. They massively outperform their XG and stuff. Are they both not saying his name? That's weird. That's like, There's footballers at the football club that I don't like, and footballers at the football club that I didn't like. Good example, Kiko Casilla did a hate crime on the pitch. I'm still saying his name because I think it doesn't help anyone to be like, well, maybe it's bad juju to say his name, or it's like Voldemort and he'll show up if I say his name. No, just make conversations with people easier. Oh, the other striker. I'm kind of proud at the extent of a weird subculture that my channel has is the fact that sometimes you'll all shout the word pigeon. Because that's weird. I don't understand. And there's this as well, like, he's a current Leeds United player. I don't think it's possible to call yourself a Leeds United fan, and then there's certain players that you'll just sort of go, "Yeah, but I'm not gonna even say his name." And it's like, well, he's sti he's still at the club, actively playing, doing their best to make sure that we get out of this stupid division, and we're just not acknowledging them? What? Going back to my, like, shop example, if you're working in a Morrison's and you got someone that stacks the shelves a little bit slower, you're not gonna say, "Yeah, well, that shelf stacker on aisle 3." No, you're just gonna be like, "Yeah, I think Susan's running a little bit slow today." You could still have the you don't oh my god, I don't understand. I don't get it. It's wild. It's nuts. It doesn't help anyone at all. This Morrison's analogy sticking around now. Oh yeah, I've started doing an analogy. I have to keep with it. The best trick that Morrison's did was convince us of its existence. We are all in a Morrison's now. Are we going to do Morrison's raids now? I think we should. Uh, Good afternoon, Ricky. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I was just taking a look at a little bit more Burnley data stuff to see if there's anything further that I can garner that's especially interesting. Um, but I'm struggling at the moment, just because basically the rule of thumb is kind of good, but at the same time, when it comes to creating chances, they are fourth bottom in the league. The only clubs that have created fewer chances than them are Cardiff, Preston, and Plymouth. Meanwhile, we're the third most creative side. And in terms of chances conceded, we're the second best defensively. And yeah, they're not bad. They're fifth. We're a bit better on both sides. I have a bit of data about Burnley. What data do you have about Burnley? Thank you so much for my breakfast prediction. I predict you're going to have toast. Oh, you meant the football. I'll say I'm still going with a 2-0. They do tend to play with a goalkeeper. I think 100% of the time I've seen them, they've played with a goalkeeper, which is a very interesting statistic. 30% conversion rate does scare me though. Haha! This is where, and I don't know if you were here at the start of the stream, I get to unveil my top secret good thing. I have watched every single goal Burnley have scored and conceded this season. I've been thinking things. So they have scored, and I'm going to run through this like in order. An own goal, a shot that the keeper got his hand to and just palmed it into the back of his own net. One where there was a defender wildly out of position, leaving it as effectively a one-on-one. Couple of bangers, fair enough. One where the goalkeeper got nutmegged. Admittedly, another one, great run onto a through ball. Header from a corner. One where Luton had horrendous defensive shape because they were trying to chase the match, leaving it as effectively a one-on-one. And then a completely free header against Blackburn. So the conversion rate is really good, but I think we're still in the really early stage of the... Whoa. That'd be stats bitch, thank you very much. We're still in the really, really early stage of the season where there haven't been that many shots. So it's sort of calculating things like conversion rate based on that is tough because you don't have the little details that you need. And individual circumstance is still going to do a little bit too much to the data to be completely reliable. Thank you, next door neighbors. I'm really glad that you keep doing DIY right next to my pissing office. Now, don't get a louder drill. That's not fair. Stats pitch then. Exactly, yeah, stats pitch. But I'm feeling okay. Ours is pretty accurate from last season, to be fair. Yeah. But that's over the length of the season, is sort of the distinction that I'm going to make. Like, it's real short-term stuff for the Burnley one. And I feel like if you're extending that beyond the first two matches, in which they were absolutely freak circumstances, they didn't create anything, but they managed to score 9 goals from, what was it, 1.5 XG or something? That's wild. What's our conversion rate? I'll see if I can find it. I got goals per shot. Right. Burnley's goals per shot is currently 0.23. So that's every 4 shots they're scoring. Admittedly, we're not doing great every 10 shots we're scoring, but it could be worse, you know. We also have significantly more shots than they do, and have gotten vastly less lucky with a lot of those circumstances. We'll be okay. I think it'll be a situation where they're against the second best defense in the league right now, and they don't create too much outside of weird bits of variance. So if we're just focused on what we do, we'll be okay. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to hope for. What's their passing like? Slightly worse than ours, which is very interesting. Expected assists are also a bit worse than ours. Not horrific. Well, it is horrific. It's like 17th? No, 16th in the league. I've just used Morrison to click and collect today. Happy I got a free £15 voucher. Not happy no fish fingers. They gave me chicken dippers as an alternative. That's a completely different animal. Surely you at least go for like a different type of fish. I know that's also a different animal, but it's the same animal tree. Is it an animal tree? Classification. That one. It's the same vibe of animal, you know? Although chicken dippers could be worse. Depends on the sauce that you are having with them. If it's ketchup, you're wrong. I know people like ketchup, but this is another Joe hot take, right? This is one that I feel would get me banned from every YouTube channel. Ketchup's kind of bad. Ketchup is like mid. It's firmly mid. It's too sweet. You are a sauce, friend. You are meant to be on savory food. Why you gotta be so sweet? Have something like a buffalo sauce or something. That's great. But when you... Oh, I might have buffalo wings for lunch. I got wings in the fridge. Damn, I'm losing Joe on many food opinions. I've forgotten what the GIF says. No, I haven't. It just reminds me of the GIF. Why are you booing me? I'm right. Can't stand ketchup, salad cream with everything. Salad... I've never really gotten into salad cream. It's one where it's sort of been like, well, you just mayo with more steps. And I can respect that. I can respect your like role in the Mayoverse, but that doesn't mean I have to like back it. This stream has gone longer than I expected this stream to go, but I've quite enjoyed the direction we've gone in, so let's stick with it. You might as well. Unsubscribe. No! That's okay. My subscribers graph is already looking very, very sad for the month because thank you, international break. In fact, yes, let's have a look. I will show you the subscriber graph and the way that the international break hurts. First up, I will show you a wonderful little graph of views for the past month, because it features the end of the not the international break, the transfer window. Present subscribed on all alts, and we're about to lose like 4,000 subscribers. So we've got the view graph, which was going nice. Hold on, I gotta squish it down a bit. And then look, window, dead. Lovely. We go to watch hours. Window, dead. And subscribers. This one hurts. This one hurts a lot. I'll remove that for a second. Before I share the live sub count. Wait. And this is also the same vibe of window, flat. It's sad. Look at that. It's just stupid YouTube. Oh well. Don't like mayo, but I like salad cream. Is that strange? I can back mayo because like mayo is like. I think mayo is good for making other things more good. That's what mayo does really, really well. But in terms of like, as just mayo, it's hard to deal with. It was posh, where it's just egg. It's just egg, but different. Yeah, mayo's versatile. Mayo is the Stuart Dallas of condiments, and you can quote me on that. Does anyone find Domino's pizza is expensive even with discounts added? Avoid gluten-free. It's like a brittle biscuit. That's on you for having gluten-free Domino's. Mayo is the Stuart Dallas. I'm yeah, why not? Start it. Right. Okay. So I was going to do something super duper serious for the next thing I did on Canva because at some point I need to. The mayo in Holland is different gravy. I would argue the mayo in Holland is not gravy. The mayo in Holland is still mayo. Let's find a. Let's find that, shall we? Cool. Hey, Evie, can I quote you on the thing that you said earlier? Greetings from Yankland, good sir. Let's get 3 points this weekend. I reckon we will get 3 points, and I reckon I'm going to be very, very happy with 3 points. Because there will be some people that are like, what? We've not done good enough. And it's like, well, we're at the point of the season where points matter more than performance. Right, so Evie, all the pictures I've used for previous thumbnails are not very good for this. Do a poll, how many more 2-0 wins will we get in a row? That's a very good poll idea. I'm going to steal that immediately. Why are you getting ignored? I didn't see anything. What do you mean ignored? I've responded to like all of the things I've seen. Two or three, and then Just say the thing that you were going to say again, and then it'll all be good, because I will have seen it this time, because I know that I'm looking for it. But yeah, I saw Mayo was life, and that was the last thing that I'd seen you say. 50-50 tomato sauce and salad cream gives you prawn sauce. What's it called? Is it a Mary Rose or something? I don't know. But you're not. It's fine. And thank you, Chat Romance, for spiking up once more. Is there a mayo in Ireland? There's an entire county dedicated to mayonnaise. It's fantastic. Add a text box. No, I don't need that font. I need like a magic font. Okay, sorry. I will show you what I'm working on in a matter of moments. I just need to finish working on it. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's the good stuff. Right. Bring that one to the front. Hide that. Make you a little bit smaller. Cool. Not you, someone else said let's ignore Evie. Oh, okay. I thought I'd been a dick by accident and I got really paranoid then. And then shrinky dink that down. Put that there. Bosh, bosh, bosh. There we go. We have words of wisdom from Leeds' primary not yet here YouTuber. So if I make this full screen, not quite that full screen, because I still need to get into StreamYard. Well done, mate. This is why I shouldn't be trusted with things, because I've been working with StreamYard for so long now, and I'm still so incompetent. There we go. So I used the former thumbnail picture, but how's that looking? Are we feeling wise? I hope we're feeling wise, because this is the world that we're living in. Mayo is indeed life. I need to make these a little bit more transparent, I think. I love that I'm doing this, and I have also said that I will need to be doing thumbnail stuff for Crystal a bit later. But you know what? We love a bit of Canva. There we go. Mayo's like Bamford crap in its own, but add it to something else that makes a difference. That is the best way of putting that. Mayo is Pat Bamford. Very important news in the Twitter message for you. Right, so Corporal, let's have a look. Where are we at? Oh, it's my own brand. My own brand of mayonnaise. Thank you. That made me happy. I appreciate that, Mr. Dodo. Can anybody become a spanner, or do you need to work on it? I am what we like to call in the business Just what do I mean? The business? That's a good question. I'm what we like to call a touch spicy brained. I have a little tickle of the neurodivergence. So it's like the Maybelline adverts. Maybe I was born with it, but maybe it's spicy brain. As one of the two Joes, you get the nice memes and pretty brutal with the other Joe. Oh, I get the nice memes? Wait, is that because you don't think I could handle the mean memes? Oh, I thought you meant like I thought you were calling me a bit of a twat. No, you're meaning like moderating. Oh, I feel so dumb. Also, right, right. I'm gonna make a deal with you lot, and it's gonna be a good deal. In the words of Donald Trump, it's gonna be a great deal, etc. Do we reckon that if I'm on the post-match reaction tomorrow, if Bamford plays a decent number of minutes, I can get that in? Is that doable? And if so, what's the bet? What do I get from doing this? Because I'm like, this is a fun bet to do, but I was also like, I don't know what the stakes are here. There are no stakes. Spicy brain, love it. Yeah, I mean, there are many terms, but I've settled on spicy brain for a little while now. Not much. I'm going to use that with my son, Spicy Brain. He'll love it. There we go. See, we're spreading good terminology. Although, to be specific, it's a very probable combination of ADHD and autism. This isn't just it's not a just like, oh, it's fun and spicy. No, this is I am medicated to make it less spicy. just to clarify that, just to clear that one up, we're good. Also, on this one, I've just had a realization that whilst I thought I remembered to reply to your DM, I completely forgot. So I'm gonna go and fix that right now because I feel bad. Sainsbury's French style mayo is close to Belgium and Holland mayo. Hellman's sickly and too much vinegar. I'll be honest, I'm not that much of I'm not that much of a connoisseur. I forgot the word for connoisseur. That's my so much why I love it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's okay then. That's all good. If your son is the kind of person that would be able to rattle off the name of Doctor Who episodes from their childhood from memory, despite having not watched the series in years, perfect. Spicy brain works. I love how because like it. Do you ever have a realization that like a thing that you are doing is a complete outlier from the thing that everyone else in the same space as you is doing? Because most people do a Burnley preview stream, and it ends up just talking about Leeds versus Burnley. Why are we talking about mayonnaise? Most people are able to rein this in a little bit easier, but you guys are just really good at encouraging the brain wandering, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm not convinced either way. I'll be completely blunt with you. But either way, it's a fun thing, and I like these little natters and chats and stuff. Um, sorry, just need to respond. There we go. My questions are loaded, Joe, meaning two ways. I'm only what? I'm not what? I'm not. I've not taken offense to anything. I don't what. It's a good thing. Philosophy. That was. I enjoyed that stream. That was a nice stream where we just sort of talked about the questions of the world, which was fun. I enjoyed that. It was great. Um. Oh, also this. Yeah. If you're not yet, head over to Twitch. Right. Head over to Baby Zebra Games. Right. And when she does a stream later on tonight, go over there, go on the crowd control thing, pick up your free coins, and then just spam the spawn serpent button. They're really, really cute pets, and they just want to cuddle. And I feel like anyone that attacks them is a violent human being who who doesn't even deserve plants at that point. I wouldn't recommend spawning bombs because that leads to insanity. To be fair, you shouldn't have done the prediction. That was on you. But I've already promised I'm not going to bomb any more plants. The plants are safe. The plants are fine. It's okay. But I would firmly recommend heading over to that stream because it's great. I would also. Oh no, I feel like I've actually done a bad now. Also, hop over to Evie's channel and subscribe if you've not yet. But if you're here right now, I feel like you probably are. I'm still not sure what the plan is for videos over in that direction, but I feel like they may be coming soon. We'll find out. It breaks the day up talking about anything within reason. There's sometimes too much regurgitated football chat. Yeah, but that's the stuff that people click on, and that's why you got to lead people in with the this is sanity, this is football talk, and only then do you hit them with the brain explosions. Also, Baby Zebra Games has YouTube videos, so I think you can click on the channel and then hop over there and go and watch and say hello. Although I'm still mad that there hasn't been a Elden Ring run yet. Play Elden Ring, and then maybe. Right. Okay. This is my offer to you then, right? If you are able to do an Elden Ring run, I will design the thumbnails for every single one of those videos. It works. It works out. It adds up, you know? If his channel's a social experiment, 5K sub target without a single video. And we'll get there. What's the channel called? Evie, I mean, what? I don't know what you're saying there. That's just a pile of words. I'm not able to sort of pick out the meaning. My apologies. That might be a me problem. I kind of want to do more Football Manager streaming, right? But I agreed to do this thing with Joe, which means that do I just like do my own FM streams until we get to doing that, or what? I don't know. You help me with thumbnails anyway because you're nice. Yeah, but in this case, I'd do like the entire process for the Elden Ring ones because that'd be worth it. That'd be funny. Oh my god! I don't want to get too excited, but the Square Ball just announced a thing. I'm gonna show you it because I'm very excited. It's up to you if you're not feeling excited. I need it. I need it. I need a junior Furpo mug. I do. No one will ever take the junior Furpo mug away from me. It will become my life. And yeah, you say get it. I'm still waiting for a fairly significant payday from work, which I know when is coming, but the fact that time is not moving faster is depressing me because I've still not gotten the Tanaka thing. What? Please tell me that this is real. What? This can't be real. If it's real, I'm going to be jumping for joy. Excuse me, the tweet went out 41 minutes ago. Manor Solomon, indeed. He is currently my favourite Leeds United winger from the Middle East. Good. You should. It's a very, very nice mug. I really like the look of it. And like the good thing with like Square Ball mugs is like they're actually decent quality. Like a lot of people will do merch and you'll be like, this is a bit naff, actually. But Square Ball, good shit. Is open to a new contract, Jojo reported today. Yes, it was from a report yesterday in which it said he was open to a new contract, but the same report also said that he might move in January or he might move next summer. So, yeah, that's what makes it a little bit complex because it's far from certain at this point. It is unknown. It's baffling. Who bankrolls the Square Ball? They do. What? I guess advertisers and sponsors. What do you mean? Who bankrolls the Square Ball? TSB Plus memberships. The same thing that bankrolls like any creator on the internet. Who bankrolls JB at the moment? DAZN. Gotta go work me. Okie dokie. I mean, the stream's ending in a minute or so anyway, so that's all good. But yeah, at the moment, it's a mix of DAZN paying my wages and yeah, sponsors is a pretty big one. Oh, it would be nice to have sponsors. JB, a member of the Illuminati? Imagine. No, because the Illuminati, I assume, are somewhat wealthier than me. Right. Anyway, I believe I may end the stream roughly there because I got shit to do. So, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. You could even become a channel member, which is 99p for a month, and then you get a bunch of videos and stuff early, and you'll get to continue watching me doing these daily streams until we lose, which is not going to be tomorrow because we're going to win. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you. I'm on the wrong page on StreamYard. I told you this was a problem. I will weekly reminder to end the poll. Thank you. 2 or 3 more 2-0 wins. There we go. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. Toodaloo.